Have an analyst in the studio here with us, talking about Ayodeji Aluko. He is an occupational and professional safety consultant. Thank you very much for joining us again. Before we cross over to Sharon, who's standing by for us to tell us more about how things are going a day after, you've observed, I expect now, you know, all the goings on over there. It's easy now to heap blames on the gas station, but then I want to know how, helpless now the station could have been in an instance of, gas explosion. Just tell us how the what ifs and, how things could have been.
Yeah, heaping blames on them is not out of order, because when you run a high-risk, high-hazard operation like that, you basically need to naturally have a safety management system in place. So there should have been a fire safety program in place. You look at these things in retrospect and realize that there might have been maintenance issues, safety shut-off valve issues and stuff. And the type of, take for instance, the coupling, because one of the information, which I'm not too sure about, that was gotten was that the coupling kind of like had an issue, on coupling, and that led to the loss of containment. Now, any loss of containment should have been, that risk could be mitigated by the type of coupling which has, safety shut-off valves. And also the training given to the person who basically cuts it off. If there is loss of containment, what other, programs, what other protocols do they have in place? The gas itself is, anesthetic initially, right, and becomes asphyxiative afterwards. So do they have gas masks to approach? Can they actually go and shut that thing off? If you can't do that, then you cannot control the loss of containment. All right,
let me put you on hold and move over to Sharon Ejason, our correspondent. I understand she has the Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission. Perhaps all these issues that you just raised now will be addressed in that bit now with Sharon. Hi, Sharon. So before we move on now with the DG of the Safety Commission, how is the post-assessment exercise going on? Of course, you revealed yesterday that the station has now been shut down.
Right now, we have several regulatory bodies on ground. They held a meeting and a press conference this morning to announce that the station has been taken over, and the remaining product that is remaining there would actually be lifted up from the area. Right now, the CMD road is actually open for business. The police officers ensured that it was open this morning for free vehicular movements as we speak. So I have the Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission on ground here, and he will be telling us what transpired between the regulatory bodies this morning. It's another day again after the fire incident.
Good morning.
So can you give us updates about what happened here today?
No, actually what happened, the governor was well aware of what happened yesterday. There was another gas plant explosion at Badagry yesterday. The governor was not even happy with that again. So he now said, okay, the commissioner should come down here with the rest of the safety arena, the first responders, all of us should gather down here and redo the assessment of the damage. So that's why we're here, and we were able to talk to few press that came at that time.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sharon Ejason. Now, thankfully, we have an analyst now, an expert here with us in the studio now to talk about all these concerns, especially Ayodeji, with the revelation now that there is still leakage at the gas plant.
Yeah. It's a bit difficult to phantom that, basically, because I believe there was a rupture of the initial container, the tanker. So there would have been, because that was the belief situation where you have the boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. But if there is still leakage from a particular containment, which is maybe from a valve, that means the initial system being used are either the older versions, because in the new international codes of LPG retailing and stuff like this, you basically have safety gadgets, tools, like the couplings, like the valve systems, the automated valve shut-off systems, things that ensure that these things do not, leak out. Now, they say it's still leaking. That could, result in, if there is anyone near there, which I believe they've cordoned off the place, right. But, the gas, apart from the fact that it has, a rotten smell odor, because LPG is naturally it's odorless. But we've run out of time, but I just wanted to address concerns of residents now. Okay. Now, motorists can now ply the road and the like. But then people said it was wrong in the first instance for a gas plant of that nature to be situated where people are. Yes, you do not locate it at that kind of, where it's close to sensitive population. And if they would have done that, take for instance, for the regulations of Nigeria, there should have been more enforced safety precautions. There should have been monitoring of their safety management system, the way, the procedures they do, the training of their staff, and maintenance of this equipment they use. All right, Ayodeji Aluko, let's just leave it at that and continue to monitor what the regulatory officials are doing. Hopefully you'll be pleased now with the progress they're making. Occupational and professional safety consultant, Ayodeji Aluko, many thanks. All right, and that's it on TVC News this hour. Thank you for joining us.